When I wake up in the morning, I got sunshine on my mind. My body gets to moving, and I've got a little time.
Welcome back to the Morning Wood Show. I am Demar Maurice Bouvier, and this is my co-host,
Richie Scott.
And it is the eve of the Grammys, and we're not in Los Angeles, but we are here at Lace in Washington, D.C. on Rhode Island Avenue, taping another show for you. As you can tell, it's just the two of us. We're back to basics, giving you what you love. But we have some things we want to talk about today, so let's jump right into our good show for you.
So we're going to start off by talking about that we have to give a shout out to Whitney Houston, of course, because this is the anniversary of her death. Well,
you know, we have this habit of shouting out dead people on our show. I mean, this is how we started.
That's fine.
It's so funny. We've been doing this like almost a year, and our first couple shows, we were shouting out people who were deceased.
Because somebody died every time we shot a show.
Every time we shot a show. But in all seriousness, we do want to honor the memory of Whitney Houston, and I'm sure everyone in LA is doing the same, you know, as they prepare for the Grammys and Clive's Grammy party, which she was supposed to attend, perform, or whatever. But in good news about Whitney Houston, Madame Tussauds just revealed four wax statues of Whitney Houston to kind of pinpoint different periods in her career.
Nice.
And so those statues were unveiled this week, and her family was on hand. So that was a good thing. They look really lifelike. They do.
As opposed to...
I don't know. Okay, I went to the Madame Tussauds here in D.C., and I'm telling you, the president's room was really, really scary. I was really scared. I thought one of them was going to like that.
I never think that they look very lifelike. I always think they look like super versions of themselves. I don't know. It just doesn't look real to me.
Anyway, the statues will be in Madame Tussauds in Washington, D.C., New York City, Las Vegas, and Los Angeles.
Yup.
So.
And speaking of Whitney Houston, we just had the Sissy Houston interview with Oprah.
Yes,
I personally didn't see it. I heard about it.
What were you doing? What were you doing?
I don't know.
How do you miss Oprah and Sissy?
Listen, I think I was DJing.
Okay, that's a good excuse. But anyway, Oprah Winfrey sat down with Sissy Houston, and of course, you know, this was her first time sitting down with Sissy, because she's talked to Pat last time, and everybody knows that I don't like Pat Houston for my own obvious personal reasons, because we tight like that.
Because you know her.
Because I know her. But no, she sat down with Sissy Houston, and she had a chance to talk to her about Whitney's death and how she feels about Bobby Christina's relationship with her, and just about some different things that we didn't know. Now, what we did find out, Whitney's brother admitted to the fact that he was the one who introduced Whitney to drugs. And for so many years, you know, we pinpointed on Bobby Brown, but it was, that moment of the interview was really, really sad. It was really sad because you had to sit beside your mom and, you know, and admit to the fact that I introduced your daughter, my sister, to drugs, you know. So, but, you know, it was a good interview, but Sissy was giving some eye shade. Oh my gosh, she was giving side eyes of death. Just general, you know, Whitney would ask her questions about, Whitney touched on the fact that she thinks Oprah touched on the fact that she think that Whitney was a lesbian, and Sissy just gave you back this.
Where did that come from?
Well, Whitney was living with a female friend for a little while, and everybody talked about it. You know, before she met Bobby Brown, it was, you know, she was always with this woman, and they speculated that was her lesbian lover. But basically, Sister Houston was like, you know, in so many words, yes, that was her lesbian lover. So Whitney was like, you know, would you have been upset if she was a lesbian? And she said, yes, I wouldn't have liked it, not one bit. So basically, it was telling us, yes, that was her lesbian lover. Yes, I did not like it.
Guess we know who won't be coming to visit this show.
Yes, and actually, Sissy?
Right.
We can have Sissy on the show.
Come sit down on the couch, Sissy.
Sissy would get
you and
both
Pat.
of us
Pat on one side.
Yeah, I put Pat over here because I got some.
What is up with your vendetta against Pat?
I just feel like, and I've said it 1,000 times before, I feel like Pat Houston was responsible for Whitney's death. I just feel that way. I really
She put the drugs in her system.
And even Sissy Houston was like, she felt some type of way about the reality show with Bobby Christina, and she was like, you know, if you're gonna protect her, do that. Right. And basically, that was a dig at Pat. You know, you say you're protecting her, but you putting her in front of these cameras and allowing her to be, you know.
That show was awful.
It was awful, and I saw one episode, and I just couldn't watch it anymore because I don't want to watch her go down like that. I don't think that it's a good show to be on television so soon after her mom's death, and I don't think she had really that much control in whether she wanted to do it or not.
Speaking of people going down, you know your boy Chris Brown was in a car accident
Yes,
just
my
recently.
boy Chris Brown.
You know, I'm
Yes.
just saying.
Yes, so it was reported that Chris Brown, he wrecked his Porsche. The story is that he was being chased by some paparazzi and they cut him off, and he just was trying to drive in reverse to get away from them, and he crashed his car into a brick wall, but he's okay. And as we saw earlier, he is at the Grammys. He walked the red carpet, so I'm excited about that.
Okay, here's my thing. My only issue with Chris Brown is this. I'm tired of seeing him in the news about all this other stuff except his music. Like, do what you do. Do what you do, son. I mean, that's all I gotta say.
That comes with the price of being famous.
Oh, yeah, okay.
That comes with the price of being famous. Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Really? You don't hear about Trey Songz running around crashing and fighting people. Mind you, Chris Brown was also in some type of alleged altercation with
It wasn't
Frank
alleged.
Ocean.
It was an
I'm just
altercation.
saying, listen, I'm not trying to get sued. But listen, okay, can we stop the violence, R&B singers? Really? Come on
Well,
now.
look, you have to understand there's still people. You still have feelings, you still have temper, you still have people that's going to try you, whether you're famous or not.
I mean, it doesn't matter. Just because someone throws you a ball does not mean you have to catch it.
Someone throws you a punch, what are you going to do?
I mean, it's going down.
Okay, then.
But I'm
There
just
we have it.
saying.
DJ Richie Scott is human, just like Chris Brown, and he's going to respond just like a human. We're not going to bash Chris Brown.
I'm not bashing him. I just some of his actions that get media coverage, that's what bothers me. I think as an artist,
But
he's
I blame
great.
the media. I think the media picks on
I
him.
can't blame
like
the
today,
media.
I was watching E! And they was talking about, will Chris Brown have a smackdown with Drake, or will he have a smackdown with Frank Ocean at the Grammys? I thought that was horrible, and I thought it was just rude. There's no point in you trying to create drama around this young man. I think that he is being targeted. And I think
He is?
because
earlier you called him a victim. Was that a joke or was that your reality?
I really think that he is a victim. I think that they know that
Alright.
he has a bad
Okay.
temper, and they know how he's going to react.
Oh, is that
And
it?
so I think certain people like to try to push
So
his
at that
buttons.
point, you have to know that you cannot allow your buttons to be pushed. Listen, I'm not advocating against him. I'm advocating for him because I don't want to see him in this position anymore.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
He's being picked on. What's the next topic?
Moving on. Speaking of Frank Ocean, he's performing at the Grammys tonight, so I'm
Yes.
excited about
I'm
that.
excited. I hope he does something a little more upbeat than his debut performance.
I think he's gonna perform Forrest Gump, but I'm not sure. I love that track on the
yeah,
album, so
yeah.
we'll actually, by the time you see this, the Grammys will have passed, so we'll be able to kind of comment about that afterwards. Another artist that we want to talk about is Beyonce at the Super Bowl.
We just want to talk about Beyonce in general. We could do
Shut
a
down the
whole
power
show.
at the Super Bowl.
She shut down the power at the Super Bowl. It was an amazing performance. She brought Destiny's Child on the stage.
Yes.
I mean, it was just amazing.
It was everything I wanted, and it kind of was reminiscent of the show she did at Rebel.
Right,
With the way the LED screens, showed all her images and everything. I thought it was awesome.
It was amazing. But,
It was-
but the thing about it that kind of almost took away from such a great show, we have R&B artist Keisha Cole. She gets on Twitter, and Keisha, I have learned to love Keisha because I like her writing, I like her music. But she tweeted that Michelle was always effing up, and so everybody took to Twitter to defend Michelle, and it was just a lot of back and forth. I personally don't think that she should have said that. I mean, as a fellow
I don't
artist,
either, because I feel like,
you can say that at your house with your girls or whatever.
You
but-
can't say that if you've never been there. That's just what that's
there
what I'm
you have
thinking.
it.
Nothing against Keisha Cole, but I can't talk about somebody performing at the Grammys and I ain't never been there.
And you sitting here at late.
Right, I'm sitting here late. You know what I'm saying?
Talking to me.
Let me step up a bit, before I start throwing stones. That's all I'm saying.
Right,
Keisha.
right. But Michelle was really classy about it. She was like, I'm not bothered by, what people are saying about me. It was a great experience, and it is what it is.
Let's not take away from that moment because it was awesome.
But there were some funny pictures being tweeted in Instagram.
I mean, the
Throughout
gifts
the night.
are a little bit hilarious. But, no shade to Michelle or Destiny's Child or Keisha Cole for that matter. We're just giving our opinions on things that happen.
That happened, right?
Right?
That's good.
Right.
That was a good.
Oh, speaking of Michelle, she's actually in D.C. doing Fela.
Yes, she
You've
is.
seen that, right?
I saw Fela on Broadway.
Okay.
So it's a really good play. I don't know what role Michelle is in, but
I saw an interview with her, but I can't remember. I think she played his
One of the
girlfriend.
wives? One of the wives?
I don't
Okay.
know.
All right.
I don't know. But if you know why don't you just, comment on this, post on YouTube so you can let us know your thoughts on Michelle. And I think she also hosted a party at some bar this past Friday.
Bar 7.
So, yeah.
We weren't invited.
It must have been lost in the mail.
It was
lost in the mail.
And she sent it to the wrong email.
Other music news. Your girl Tony.
Why is everybody my girl and my guy?
I mean, they are when they're doing something.
When they do something bad,
when
they belong to me.
Exactly. She's actually gonna retire from music.
Okay.
I'm sad about that.
What's next?
I'm a little sad about that. I love me some Tony Braxton. I love the Heat.
Okay. I mean, Tony sings like a man. I mean, I don't.
Ain't nothing wrong with singing like a man. What somebody say? You sing like a woman. I mean, you don't.
I
your
don't.
Voice
So
is like
then we can move on.
deeper than Barry White's when you sing.
And that's fine. It's sexy.
But no, I think it's sad. I mean, she's had like such a tumultuous career in music. I really can't say that I would blame her for quitting, but she's made some awesome music, and luckily we have her sister Tamar taking the baton, and hopefully we'll give her some good music too.
But see, that's what happens, with Toni Braxton when people want to retire. She said the industry is not the same anymore, and she's not in love with the music anymore. And I think it's a good thing. I was being a little lightweight shady at first, but when you can realize it was a little lightweight shady, but when you can realize it's time to move on and maybe to do some different things, it's okay. I just hope that whatever she decides to do, she'll be happy doing whatever it is she decides to do. Because I don't want her to be denying herself her passion.
And I think, honestly, that there is always a market out there for established acts. I think she can go on tour. She can continue to tour. She can do club tours. She can do a residency again like she did in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And you can still put
out
music.
Find some lounge. And
you can still put out music. I mean, you just got to do it strategically. Take Madonna. I mean, she's clearly a worldwide act at this point still.
Right. But you can't compare Toni Braxton.
Well, what I'm saying is, but I'm looking at the strategy.
Madonna's always going to eat. Toni have problems managing her money. Toni may want to stay in the studio. No shade.
Well, what I'm saying is I'm using Madonna as an example for Toni to look to. Madonna goes out on tour. She establishes her tour base, and then she releases albums that kind of coincide with the tour. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I think that's a smarter way to go at this point in time. You got to make money.
You better count your money before you decide not to.
Well, I mean, she still has a reality show, so we'll still see Toni. That's what we're trying to say. Speaking of reality shows, you're gonna be on a reality show. Tell the good people.
Yes. I have been casted in a reality show that's going to be based here in DC, and it's called City Boys. We haven't started taping yet, but we're going to start taping soon. I'm really excited about it. We had the producer/director on our show, Anthony from Anacostia.
Yep.
So I'm excited about that. The show is basically going to be about 7 guys coming together, and we're all trying to achieve our dreams. So it's going to be something interesting. Now, I've heard already, y'all people in the community have already started saying bad things about the show. And I'm not trying to start any debate or anything, but it's just like, how can you talk bad about something that hasn't already been filmed? Right. We haven't even filmed it. So you don't know what the show is going to be about. So I just encourage everybody to support and try to support one another in just whatever anybody is trying to do. Before you can think of a bad word, think of a good word you can say about something, But I'm excited about it.
I say whatever. I mean, the more negative stuff that they talk about, that's more that
right.
they're going to watch.
They're going to
watch it.
Absolutely.
I mean, so let them talk. I mean, and give them something to talk about.
I will.
I personally am excited to see what happens.
I am nervous.
What you nervous for?
Because I'm just nervous. Let's just say that.
I mean, this is what you always wanted. Your life captured on film every day, non-stop.
We don't know about every day. You're going to see something.
Saying, listen, I don't think I could do that. I don't think I could do a reality show.
We'll see. I'm excited. I'm nervous. It's going to be coming soon. So as long as you keep watching our show, you'll know when that show will be coming up. And but check you out.
What?
You're going to be going on tour this summer?
A little bit. So I'll be DJing.
DJ Richie Scott. Did y'all know he was a DJ?
Yes.
Like Spinderella?
Stupid. You could say DJ
Spinderella.
No, but I'll be working with Inferno, Puerto Rico, and Dominican Republic. So If you guys haven't already reserved your spot, and so while you're checking you out, make sure that you get there and check me out because it's going down. Inferno, Puerto Rico, and DR. Make sure you also check both of us out. Both of us, yes. The Morning Wood Show is now on National Youth Pride Services Network as well. So look us up, check us out. Special shout out to Frank Walker, who's been very supportive of the show and the youth that are involved with National Youth Pride Services.
I'm excited about that. I hope that they can learn something from me through me being legendary, and I hope they aspire to be a legend like Demar Maurice Bouvier.
Define legendary.
We can do that on another show.
Spell it.
Let's do it on another show.
I didn't think so.
I feel you're trying to be shady and destroy my legendary status.
That's what I came here to do. Oh, also, real quick, we got to mention Happy Hour. It's going to be on March 1st at Mova Lounge.
Yes.
Make sure you come out and support. We have a lot of fun stuff that goes on now. So, naked
it's
boys
First Fridays.
around.
It's the best place to be in DC.
It's the
Someone
only
came up
place
me
to be.
at the last First Friday, and they said this is a really sexy crowd.
Ain't it?
And I agree. It was a really sexy crowd. So you got to be at First Fridays every first Friday of the month at Mova Lounge in DC. We had sexy, shirtless shop boys. We had giveaways. We gave away tickets to see Tweet. Tweet is going to be at Love Nightclub February the 17th. And that's being brought to you by Ignite DMV. Shout out to Curtis. So you all want to log on to Ignite DMV to find out how you can get tickets to see Tweet. You know you want to see this other hummingbird.
Yes.
And we also gave away tickets to Alsura's Black Party.
Yes. That's on the 23rd.
February 23rd. Make sure you hit us up if you want tickets to the Black Party, or hit up Alsura. But we got to support. We got to be there. We got 2 great events for y'all to go to in DC now.
Oh, and while you'll be at Tweet, I'll be DJing at Godfrey's, Club Godfrey's in Richmond, Virginia. So make sure you come check us out in either place. We are running the world.
Running the world. And before we wrap up, if you want to be a shop boy at our First Fridays, we decided, instead of asking our friends, you want to submit your picture, you think you got what it takes, send us your picture at morningwoodshow202@gmail.com, and we will check you out and look you up and down.
And he'll make a selection.
And I'll make a selection and who the shop boy will be for the month of March.
Yep.
But we can wrap up.
That's what we'll do. So thank you again for watching the Morning Wood Show. I am Richie Sky, and this is
the legendary Demar Maurice Bouvier.
Thanks for watching. We're out.
Peace.
When I wake up in the morning, I got sunshine on my mind. My body gets to moving, and I've got a little time. 20 extra minutes, but 5 is all I need. We could do the quick and dirty and catch some more Z's. Oh, I got that fire.